All right, let me start the recording. It's recording now. So let's make a formal introduction for our listeners. Good afternoon, Iris. My name is Claudia. I'm calling you from Washington, D.C. From the still Fairfax City. We are very humble and grateful that Iris Camaa accepted our invitation to our show. Iris, welcome to the show.
Hello, Claudio. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. How's the best way to pronounce your last name?
Camaa.
Camaa. Where your family came from? That's Arabic or Lebanese name or no?
My family? Oh, they're coming from Carinthia, from south of Austria.
Yeah, I got you. For you.
Close to Italy.
Oh, I see. How many languages do you speak, Iris? How many languages do you speak? Like
well,
three or
more
four?
or less five. More or less five.
Yeah.
I mean, not perfect, but people understand what I try to say.
Very impressive, man. So with everything that's going on in the world, with the pandemic and people dying and vaccine not available, how is this affecting your life, your personal life, your creativity, your music?
Actually, I always try to stay positive first of all, and I try to keep moving. Of course, we can't be on stage, which it's a real pity because we're used to perform and we're trying to spread good vibes and good energy with the audience. But of course, it's not possible at the moment. And I think a streaming concert is not the same like you go to a live event. So when this all started, I said to myself, make a to-do list and start to do all the things you always wanted to do. And out of this, I could manage to finish certain things, but a lot of new stuff came up. And so I try to keep moving and I try to be creative in different ways, like with my furniture, with my fashion and photography. And now we are still recording and real rehearsing, but you're not on stage, so why not to do something similar to art and music?
Yeah, man, that'll keep you busy, man. You cannot.
Oh, yes.
You don't have a boring life. You're always doing stuff, man. So
yes, I was thinking it takes. Yeah.
Go ahead. No.
I thought it would take 2 more years to finish all the plans I had. So I try to be quick, but one thing after the other.
Yeah, I got you. Were you born like in a musical family at home?
I think my mom and my sister, they have a talent for singing too. They have a very musical ear. And I heard that my dad in the military played the small drum. He never told me this huge secret. So I think they have a talent, but they are not. They are no musicians, or just like they love music. And sometimes we sing something together just for fun. But none of them has become a musician. But I knew my mother's dream was to become a singer, but she never did it.
Really? Well, now they have you.
Yes.
So how did it? My understanding is you were early in your career. You were like a dancer, right? Before you began playing percussion and beat drum. How did it go with that? How?
I loved it. I always thought that I would be in that dancing business or shows, hip hop performances like this. But one day, one of the other, one day you think you change your way, and there's something else coming up, which is in a way similar to dancing, which is music. It was time for change, and I loved what I did before. And I love what I do now. So sometimes, there's an open way and then you say left or right and then, something else is coming. So that's why I've changed. But my heart, of course, is always there when I see a dance show that I'm still like, could do a choreography. And so I'm inspired.
Are you still involved in that kind of stuff or no anymore? It kind of dance studios or shows? Are you still involved with that? With which dancing or shows?
Yeah.
No.
Sometimes we need little choreographies at certain shows, but not like in a dance company. So very seldom. But still, you know, if you move on stage, there's a little something of it. It's always part of yourself, you know, and you don't get rid of it. It's a part of your heart.
I got you, got you. And then when did you begin? What came first, the musical instrument and playing drum, beat, percussion, or voice or singing, or you were doing both at the same time?
Well, I think it was singing first.
Yeah.
And then when I was in Brazil, then by accident they gave me an instrument, and I noticed that I have a talent for percussion. And from that moment on, it already started from the first concert, both always at the same time. So do at least backing vocals together with percussions, or being featured as a singer or as a percussionist. It's interesting because I never asked for it. If they hire me for a show to be a percussionist, it always ends up that at the end I have to sing something somewhere, or the other way around.
Gotcha. Do you like, did you live in Brazil, or you were in Brazil for a short period of time?
Just twice for a short period of time when I learned to play percussion. I mean, also I was on vacation and, you know, sightseeing, but also learned percussion. And the same happened to me when I was in Cuba. There was 5 times or so.
Wow.
When we played there, also we played at the jazz festival 3 times. So then, of course, you have a chance to study with these guys. They're amazing.
Yeah, especially in Brazil, you know, they live the music, the percussion. There are so many good players. Did you ever go to Santiago, Chile? No, never been in Chile?
No, not yet.
Oh, you need to go, man.
I'm sure I love it.
They are in Argentina. They will love electronic music. Is very, you know, pop music is very popular, but electronic music is very popular in Latin America. I don't know if Tangerine Dream has ever been there at all, before you or after you. I don't think so, but I don't know if they can play, but it's very popular, that stuff. So in the equivalent of high school here in Germany is the gymnasium. That's when you knew music is your thing. You know, instead of going to college, you decided, no, I wanna give it a try, music, being as a dancer or then a singer, and your parents say, yeah, go for it, no problem.
No,
Or they give you a hard time.
They were not very amused about that, me becoming a musician. I think they didn't take it for serious at the beginning. They thought, well, she's doing it for fun, you know. It's just like, oh, okay, like the latest fashion, and you know. Then I did it for years. They never showed up at any shows, and then there was a time when I played close to my home place in a big theater. So I invited my mom to come, and she was so excited. And she was like, she had no clue what is percussion actually. You know, if you don't work in the music field, a lot of people don't even know what percussion is. You know. So when she was there, she was so proud of me, and she was like, "Oh my God, how could you do it?" And then they started to come to the shows, and they saw my own shows, and they've been to Tangerine Dream shows, and they loved it. So yeah,
wow.
The ice was broken, but it took some time, you know.
It took a while to convince them, you know. And then, what kind of music at the time? What kind of music were you listening to at the time?
I mean, we always listened to Santana.
Yeah.
The Platter. What kind of music? Everything with influence with Latin music.
Really?
Soul music, you know, this type of things. Yeah, but I remember these. She loved them the most, and then we played them over and over. We didn't have so many vinyls at the time, so but this was more or less this type of music. Yeah.
What about Genesis or Peter Gabriel, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin? Do you like any of the stuff, or?
Yes, I do. I used to play in a cover band, a Pink Floyd cover band, but Genesis is a cool thing.
Oh,
Peter
yeah.
Gabriel, I like that too. Genesis is really cool, yeah. Yeah, but I think we didn't have so much. We haven't been too much in this electronic direction, or so, like more singers, you know, like soul voices and less instrumental music. Yeah.
Yeah. And at
Only
home,
later.
I got you. And at home, you guys did have vinyl that you would listen to with your sister, or
Yeah.
CDs? What kind of stuff were you listening at the time?
Yeah, this was kind of like Santana or like what kind of music? I remember my mom, she played the Platters. Only You was always in the circle.
Yeah.
And Roxy music, I don't know if you know this. And later on, of course, all this kind of things with Whitney Houston and more black music, soul music, yeah, and rock music. But we didn't have so many of these. We listened a lot to the radio, like Olivia Newton-John and these kind of things, you know.
Sure.
So what was up at the moment? So, you know, danced with the music, and then we were singing along. And
I got you. And then did you, way before you began, you know, doing percussion and you joined Tangerine Dream, were you in another bands? You told me that you guys were a member of a cover band, right? That was the first band that you were
which
part of it? The first cover band that you were part of it?
I started with Brazilian music. This is a Brazilian singer, Celia Amaro. I played with her a lot for the first 5 years, and then I had a chance
Europe? In Europe?
in Europe. Yeah. There was a huge community with Brazilian music. A lot of people, Brazilian musicians, especially if you're a percussionist, you come into the Latin scene. You know, either Cuban music or Latin music in general, or Latin pop. And this was a Brazilian project. And then later on, I performed with a singer, an American singer. His name is Michelangelo Davis. He lives in New York now. At that time, he lived in Vienna. And I played percussion and did backing vocals with him. And he inspired me a lot to become a lead singer too. Yeah, he believed a lot in my energy and my talent. And then he featured me a lot on his shows. Then later he went to Hawaii for years, but as long as he was there, we were very close and we had lots of fun. It was amazing, you know, learned a lot of stage presence and, you know, enjoying being on stage, doing music and being creative. Yeah, he was cool. Very eccentric.
It was difficult for you to kind of get loose and you know, and began taking advantage of your voice and singer. Were you shy at the time? You were nervous?
No, the point is this: I came from from dance, yeah. And I think I teach 12 years in Vienna, hip hop and all these kind of things, like shows. I was used to do this in front of people, so this was not so far away from what I did before, yeah. Oh, but of course you have to work on your voice, and it's an instrument and it's muscles, and you have to do it constantly, yeah. Sure, you get this like emotional, and in your stage you're nervous, but after 1 or 2 songs and you start to relax, but I think a little bit of nervousness is necessary to, you know, to kick ass. Yeah, otherwise it's boring, you know.
Sure. So before you joined the Tangerine Dream Band, you knew the band? I mean, you knew the music a little bit, or no?
To be honest,
nothing.
I didn't know anything, and I did not even know where I was going and where I was playing, because they didn't tell me. I mean, Gerhard Gradwohl, he's the former guitarist. He invited me and he said, you know, there is something electronic thing. Like, I thought it's some kind of a DJ thing where I have to play. I had no clue. He'd go there and play a bit for them, and then you'll see maybe there's something for you to do. And then they invited me over, and I drove there, and I had no clue what to expect. Nothing. Yeah, it was dark and it was night, and then I went there, and it was pouring buckets, raining, you know, like this. And then somebody was running towards me, and they said, "Oh, we take your Converse, don't worry." And then I sat there and I played, I think 1.5 hours with Edgar, he turned his back to me. He didn't even look at me. He just listened for 1.5 hours, and I was playing to electronic music. I enjoyed it. I didn't know what I was doing. I said, well, okay, fine, funny situation, yeah. And yeah, and he turned around and he said, yeah, you got a job. And I said, okay, cool. And he said, would you mind coming to London? I said, I play in London too, not a problem. And then he gave me that little, it was an information material. Give it to me, and I drove home, and at home I opened it and I was like, who are these guys? Oh man, you've been nominated to Grammys. Oh my God. I was like, Jesus.
You didn't know that, any of that?
I had no clue. I mean, because
My
this guy
God,
told
man.
me to go there and then play, and I was like, okay, why not? You know, you get to know a lot of people in the music business, and then they have a show, and then they need you, and they want to see your performance, and you don't know who they are, and then later on you notice, okay, sometimes they don't even tell you because they don't want to, you know, tell anybody that there's an audition and so. But when I was at home, I looked them up and I was like, oh, they are huge. Oh, how cool is this? I can't wait to perform with them. And then this is all how it all started, you know.
That was early in 2001, right? 20 years ago.
Yes, yeah.
My
In
God,
2000,
man.
actually, this was when I was there. It was 2000, and I think the first show we had 2001 in London, Shepherd's Bush Empire, right? Yeah.
So you didn't. So you didn't have to kind of audition formally. A friend took you there. You play, and you got the gig the first night.
It was an audition, but I had no clue that it was an audition.
Okay.
They tricked me, you know.
They tricked you.
They tricked me. But I mean, good for me, because if I would have known what they did, maybe I wouldn't have been so cool. And I was just, you know, I liked it, and it was fun. And I was playing, and he had some electronic drums there. I was like, he said, would you mind playing electronic drums? And I was like, oh no, not a problem. And there were a lot of percussion samples on it, and I was like, I enjoyed it. And then he liked it because I mean, open for new stuff, and you know, I have a good musical ear because maybe because I'm self-taught, or more or less this is the way I started, and it always helped me in this field because I'm more focused on the performance than, you know, just look into papers and trying to read the music. So I think he liked it. We always got along very well.
Yeah, Edgar Frost is he was a very nice people, and so many people have played Tangerine Dream, depending on the, you know, like every 3 years, 2001 to 4, then 5 to 8, they were changing musicians, people coming and going, and there's a lot of very good musicians. And then, you know, Tangerine Dream began doing. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
And then they began doing a lot of soundtrack and other kind of stuff, and I like, they're very good, but I like the early years of Tangerine Dream, not the latest one. You know, they became very commercial. They would put in so many albums and stuff like that. I like the early periods, but they're very, very good. I mean, I have about 60 or 70 CDs from Tangerine Dream.
Yeah.
I like some of them. You were there before us. So then you pass the kind of the audition, and they say, okay, we are going to be touring. Here's a list of all the cities that we're going to go, and here's our music, so you need to learn it. And then, wow, man, that's unbelievable.
It was a huge experience, and I mean, you really had to be very professional in everything, you know, on time, prepared, the way you look, the way you perform, you know. You learn a lot, and then these incredible venues where we were performing, it was incredible. So I think not a lot of musicians have that possibility to be on all these stages. So I could say from my heart that I always gave it my all, you know. So, you know, I think it's like a must to support and respect the compositions and try to bring in all the energy and all that you can do, you know, to make it, you know, just lift it up even more, you know.
And I'm quite sure at the time you were in kind of sort of into fashion design at the time, because I see their outfit that you were in Tangerine Dream, you look very cool. So it wasn't an accident. You have certain goals in life, you know. So
yeah, I mean, me and Linda, we always had a lot of fun. She was into fashion a lot. She had
yeah,
all
Linda
this
too. Yeah,
huge
yeah.
custom, and I'm more into that sporty. I'm the Spice Girl, something. And she was more the lady, you know. So we never. I mean, we always looked at each other and said like, "You have your style, and I do have mine. How cool is this?" You know. And then later on, when I did my, I think I did which album was it? Irresistible, I think, or before, when I used to use the fashion that I did myself, you know, by accident. It also happened by accident, and I said, why not to do something with it, you know, just to do something for the fans. Like they don't want to have my face on their t-shirts. They need something that they could wear every day, you know, but it has to have something, and it has to be a little special,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Colorful,
Are you?
like my person, yeah, like my
I,
life.
of course. Are you still in touch with Linda? Or no, no.
Sure, yeah, we're very good friends. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
they depending. Yeah, over the years, like I say, Tangerine Dream have new people. Some people come back. Some people are new. Some people retire, and you
Yeah,
know, some of the guys, the other guys become very famous. So they form their own bands and they do
yeah.
a lot of.
But I think music is like this, you know. Sometimes the way it touches, and then you go your own direction. You have to sometimes follow your heart and do what you need to do, or the music that comes out of you. Like my music is very different from the music of Tangerine Dream, but still I have a lot of fans still writing to me every day, some little messages are following my music career, which is a very nice thing, and that they can also appreciate different music, you know. But never forget that the performances you did already with them, with Tangerine Dream, and so I think there's a it's movement. Everything is movement. Life is like this hot, cold, dark, light, you know, and then sometimes you work with people and sometimes you don't. And then sometimes years pass by and then you get back together and then you work later on again. You know, this is the music business. It's like this.
Yeah, and you were with Tangerine Dream for well, like 15 years almost.
Yeah.
There's some period that you like better than the others. I mean, early the 2000 versus 2005, or
I think the concerts we did at the beginning were more up tempo,
yeah,
more rocky,
yeah,
and then later on it was slower or more, you know, like um, ambient sounds and these kind of things. So for me, for playing percussion, the previous things were easier. I mean, to bring some additional grooves to it. And
yeah,
then, but every period had its magic. I mean, depending also on the audience that you'd like to reach. Yeah. So yeah, I can tell. I mean, I liked certain songs more because it was more made for percussion. That's why probably. But I also like the parts. I don't know if you have ever heard these. We did Dante Alighieri. We did the trilogy,
yeah, of course,
and
yeah,
I sang in
yeah,
Spanish on these. Yeah, so this was like a challenge too, you know. He just gave me the lyrics, and I was like, okay, make a song out of it. I was like, okay, which is like a story, you know. It's not like a song that you have in rhymes or so. It's just like, okay, go girl, let's record. Pling. I was like, oh God.
yeah.
Pero no te
Yeah.
preocupes, yo voy a hacerlo, no te preocupes.
Man, I'm I'm surprised. You can speak Spanish if you want. I don't.
Yeah, I have a terrible Cuban accent with a Portuguese accent. I mix both. I say actually it's Portuñol.
But it's a lot of. You still practice Spanish with some of the people there in Vienna? Or no, no, or no.
Yeah, because I had a lot of musicians in my band were Cubans
Oh,
and
that's what.
Brazilian people. So you can't sit in a rehearsal and be the band leader and don't have no clue what they are talking about.
You need to speak the language.
You need to, you have to talk with, yeah, it's body language. You know, if you're in Cuba, it's tú sabes, pero tú sabes, this is the way they talk. You have to be one of them.
I'm surprised you didn't marry like a guy from Brazil or a Latin guy there.
I was married to a Cuban guy.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Why it didn't work out? It didn't work out?
Yeah, it was for a long time, but we always kept it secret. But it was a lot of fun, and I loved the family, and I loved being in Cuba, and we did a lot of good songs together, and he was fun, yeah. So, but like life is like this. For a time, it was okay, and then everybody goes his way. But this is fine. We are great friends still, and sometimes we work together and talk on the phone or so. And I know his family, and so this is all good.
That's pretty good. Recently I interviewed Thorsten for Tangerine Dream, and he's a very nice guy too. Okay. All the Tangerine Dream people are cool. I need to interview Linda. You need to put me in touch with Linda too. Linda personalities.
I will.
Of course I never met her, but the two of you are different. I think you are a lot more outgoing than Linda does. But they're very good music. And now they have another lady in Tangerine music is Yoshiko. Yeah, who played the violin, and it's very good stuff. I mean, and Ulrich, that I like his music too. Yeah, Tangerine Dream has been for me, because I like electronic music. It's one of the best bands in the world in electronic music. But I like a lot of different things, from Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Depeche Mode, Pat Benatar, Blondie, Coldplay. But where I live, Iris, there is a lot of music venues. So every band come this way, come this area, Virginia or Washington, D.C. Because we have, now with the pandemic, I'm going crazy because I cannot see shows,
Oh, yeah.
But hopefully we'll be seeing soon. So let's talk a little bit about your stuff. Tell me about the Coisas Boas.
Okay. This is a CD I did together with a Cuban guitarist, Ariel Ramirez.
Yeah.
Years ago. He has such a good taste in whatever he plays, and every time we were in a rehearsal room. Are you okay?
I need to get my pen. Sorry.
Yeah. Every time we were in a rehearsal room, every time he plays just some chords, it opened my heart, and so did his when I was singing, and so we decided to do that album Coisas Boas, with some songs in Portuguese and the rest I think was in English. Beautiful. It's a beautiful duet. I mean, I think the biggest formation on it was about 5 musicians playing, but most of them is just him and me, voice and guitar, or voice, percussion, and guitar. Yeah, a nice project. Yeah,
you have done a lot of different albums in the electronic stuff, the R&B, and then the Portuguese. Man, you have a wide range of different things.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's and I noticed last night in Spotify, some of your music is in Spotify, not everything, right?
It should be, but I maybe have to check. I don't know.
You have a lot of.
I think
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, but the biggest albums are on Spotify. Actually, there should be all of them, unless Straight from the Shoulder, I think. But the rest, I don't know. I have to check. I don't. Honestly spoken, I don't know if they're all online.
What about Bandcamp? Do you have your stuff there?
On what?
Bandcamp. You know what I'm talking about?
Bandcamp. I think most of my music is on on Spotify.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think some of this is on TikTok. I've heard that this is there too. Yeah. And on YouTube. So Apple Music and all these kind of Deezer and these platforms. But Bandcamp, I have never checked that. Maybe the distributor put it there. So
yeah, I will later on. I will send you an email how to do it, because you can. A lot of the people that I interview, they have the music there, and they do very well because Bandcamp only charges a small percentage. So most of the money comes to the artist, to you, and people can buy the CD, the vinyl, or just the digital format. So you, yeah, but but in Spotify, in order for you to get money, you need to have millions of hits. I mean, you need to be like people doing more for promotion than anything else. And,
this is always the problem. If you're an artist, you care about the music and the compositions. Yeah, you're in the studio and you're working, and then you give it to someone that is responsible for this, putting this all out, and you try to send things to your social media platforms. Yeah. But sometimes I don't go back and check if this is here, there. I hear from people, oh, I heard you on Spotify, or I've seen your music here and there. But yeah, honestly, we have to check this. I have to talk to these people and say, what's happened? Are we there? Are we not?
But YouTube is big for you, right?
What is big for me?
YouTube, and your stuff in YouTube, right?
Yeah. The music.
Your videos.
I don't hear you so well.
Your videos in YouTube. A lot of people listen to stuff, you know.
So YouTube, yeah, I do, actually, I plan to put a lot of music videos on YouTube. I have so many live concerts. We have never. I have to cut the videos, or finish to cut the videos, that people can see how many performances we did and in which kind of formations we played. There's a lot of really good material. Yeah, it will be on YouTube the next month.
Man, you're a very famous person.
Okay, I don't know, but thank you.
No, you are, man, you are. And I want to bring your attention to a couple of songs that I was listening in Spotify last night. What can you tell me about the vibe? How that composition came together?
Like Your Vibe?
Yeah,
okay,
like a vibe.
You mean the song Like Your Vibe? Like Your Vibe is an interesting song. I had an experience. I was very much in love with the guy a long time ago, and then I was invited to a party, and it didn't work out. So, but then I went to a party and I saw another person that looked exactly like this person, and I thought to myself, how cool is this? He doesn't know anything about me and about the past. We don't have any story with each other. And it was like, boom, it clicked like this. And we just had a good evening, and this was nice and talking and whatever. And I said, well, sometimes you meet people and just something happens and you share that magic. Yeah. And then everybody goes his way. It's not a problem, but you just, and a song came out of this, which is a good thing. So it inspired me for a song. Yeah.
And it didn't work out with the guy?
Oh, this wasn't the point, but it was, just like dance for a story. I don't know. I think it wasn't even in this. I don't remember anymore. I don't know. But the good thing is that the energy was there. The vibe was really cool. Yeah. And then I went home and then I wrote that song because I thought sometimes you meet someone just once or twice and it sticks in your head forever, And other people for years and you forget about them because it never touched you in a way. Yeah. But I thought it was a cool experience to find someone that looks similar to someone you really loved and you really wanted to be with. And then that could have been chance number 2.
It could. And that's the thing with music, right? That's the thing with playing live. I mean, for me, right?
Yeah.
I like to go with the show for the energy of the crowd, the musician playing. The songs are different; they are not the same as the album. Every night changes. Uh, some bands make mistakes. They look at another, but they continue. That's the beautiful live music. For you now, for you, the energy of the crowd and giving everything every night, and
Yeah.
it's very different than looking for a concert at YouTube. It's not the same thing. Seeing a band live, it's having the energy and the vibe with, like you say, with the crowd is very important. What about No Need for Words? That's another beautiful
Yeah,
song.
I love that song because it actually describes that we should listen to our intuition more, that we should do less talking and more, feelings, or, empathy, being with someone, enjoying it, sharing a good time, but, less communication in a way of like discussing or fighting for whatever we want. Just, sometimes things are meant to be and sometimes they don't. And if they don't, then it has a reason why this is the way. So I think we should just enjoy life even more. That's why the rhythm is so uplifting, and the music has a gospel feel in a way, which is like positive, just like the words say, no need for words. They are things that are meant to be this way, So it's just a little reminder to all of us to live in a moment and to read between the lines, because sometimes we just hear the words people say, but you have to translate what actually they try to say. And it's like if somebody would have a discussion and you're fighting, yeah. Maybe you just sit down, look into the eye of the other person, hold his hand, and don't talk for 5 minutes, and I think the war is over. This kind of feeling. This is what the song describes.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's a very well to explain the stuff. Yeah, yeah. What about?
It's difficult to explain music, It's just like you just can it's easier to sing the song and then you know what it's about, but everybody has this idea of what probably is meant to be or remember things in his life that are similar situations. Yeah.
It's easy for you to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, try to understand this situation.
Yes, yes and no, but I think the things I'm talking about in my songs are things that more or less everybody has already lived in his life. It's not a complicated thing. I know a lot of people that write about politics or nature, and so this is not mine are more about feelings or people that are close or separated or hurt, or it's more or less about feelings. So everybody knows these kind of feelings in a way, and sometimes at shows I see people sitting there that get the lyrics, that understand the words,
Yeah.
and crying, and then I look at them and then they come after the show and they said, you touched my heart so deeply, because what you said is exactly what I've been through. Maybe it was a different story, but you remember what you lived through. So maybe that's why I like writing lyrics, and they have a meaning to me. A lot of people just listen to the music or to the melody,
Yeah.
but some do listen to the words.
What about What I Believe?
What I Believe was a song I wrote together with Hubert Tubbs. He used to be the ex-lead singer of Tower of Power.
Yeah.
And maybe you know Tower of Power.
Yeah, of course, I know that.
Band. So, and at that time, Ivan Ruiz Machado, which used to be my husband, but the producer of the first album, we came. The three of us had the idea to write that song, and then this brilliant lyrics that Hubert wrote, and then we added something of it. And we didn't have a studio at that time, a real one. So we had two doors. We closed two doors, and we had a cupboard, a carpet over it. And Hubert and me were standing down under and sweating. It was horrible, but it was such a cool take. This song is about real, true love, about emotions. If you find the real one, your soulmate, and deep feelings, and how beautiful it can be if you find the right one. So we all gave it our all. It's an older song actually, but we all loved it so much. I said, guys, why won't we just finish it? And it doesn't matter if it's already like a little retro from the sound or so. Just spread it with the people, and they love it because it's such a wonderful melody in my opinion. Yeah.
No, absolutely, man. What kind of, besides your own music, what kind of music do you listen to nowadays at home when you are not working?
A lot of gospel music. I love
Gospel?
Kim Burrell, you know her. She's a gospel singer. I like soul music. Sometimes I don't listen to music at all because I need my head is too busy sometimes with this type of songs I have to learn with other bands. Not at the moment, but normally, or if I have to record something for someone and you repeat choruses over and over and they stay in your head the whole time. So I don't listen to any music, but if I do, I like this kind of gospel music or some soul music. Like I like Jamie Foxx, by the way. He's amazing. This guy can sing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's such a talent with his humor and everything. I had no clue that he sings that well.
Oh, he does, yeah.
You know, oh, Jesus Christ. He's really cool, yeah. And Kim Burrell, she's a gospel singer. She's a preacher, actually. She has a range that is mind-blowing. And I like Brandy or these, I don't know, a lot of Erykah Badu. My music is influenced by her former productions. Maybe this is not your type of music. I don't know.
I know Erykah Camaa. I have like 3 CDs from her. She has
Really?
an amazing, Erykah has an amazing voice.
Yeah.
Her personality is a little crazy to me.
Yeah.
But if I take the personality out, the music is very good. She has an amazing.
She did a performance at the Soul Train Awards.
Soul Train, yeah.
Which was so cool. I mean, she's really a performer, but outstanding and very special in every way, you know. But this type of drums and this type of, you know, voicings, I like a lot in my music. And a really huge, a big talent to me is Anderson .Paak. You know him? He's really cool. This is a young guy. He played at the Grammy, I think the pre-show or something. He is a drummer that also sings, or a singer that also plays drums. The Tiny Desk concerts, you could see a lot of his music. He had a show there, and it's amazing. This guy can play. What a drummer! What a cool concert! And he plays and he sings all these lead vocals by a full setup. He plays drums the whole time, but not like just, you know, a little bit. With all those fills and these crazy stops in between, it was like, whoa.
Yeah, he's very good. Yeah, Tiny Desk is a program on NPR with a radio here in Washington, D.C., like 15 minutes. And I'm going to, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be interviewing the guy who put that together. The main NPR, the Tiny Desk guy. So they're very good. And they invite a lot of different people, and they do, you know, for song. And
I think it's a great idea. It's like you have a musician that you feel like you can reach them because there's no stage, no lights.
That's right.
It's just like playing music or playing artists, and this is what I like. This is the contrary to a CD. CD sometimes is perfection, or if you really want to enjoy every little thing, you can listen to it over and over. But if you're on stage, it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. Everybody tries his best all the time, you know. But it's like this real life, you know. You have you have the impression that you get to know this person there, or at least for the period of time, you know.
Do you looking back in your life, you have played with so many people, but is any, 2 questions. So any musician that you wish to have the opportunity to play that you can never play? And the other question is, looking back, anyone that you would like to play with him or her again?
We would have had a show last year with Chaka Khan.
Yeah, wow.
He got sick 2 days before. We already had all these rehearsals, and we had it was at the Stadthalle. Yes, we had to have another artist and learn the program overnight, because she canceled in the last minute, but we had a huge orchestra and a huge chorus and an amazing setup, great musicians, and we would have all been thrilled to play with her because she's a legend. Yeah. And to play with, I'm open. I mean, it would be interesting for really well-known projects to perform with. You know, it doesn't matter. It's just like, you know, I miss being on stage all over the world. You know, we just now here in Austria around that place. It's nice. It's amazing. I love the people and the energy, but I miss touring. You know. So if there are any artists out in America or, you know, in Latin America, I'd be there. No one in particular, but yeah. I mean, in the direction soul music, or, you know, backing up for someone, being a background vocalist, or do a duet with someone would be fun. Yeah.
You don't get tired. You don't get tired of playing one night, go to the hotel, catching a flight in the morning, and go to another city and another hotel. And you don't get tired of doing that kind of stuff when you tour?
Oh yeah, I mean, we had a lot of tours with Tangerine Dream. Sometimes I think we had 14 concerts in 15 days in 14 different cities.
Yeah, wow.
So there's no fun after the show. You can do anything, make party or drink or do something. I'm not like that. My performance is always very exhausting. This show, you know, like playing drums in a very eccentric way. You go and then sleep as long as you can, or as good as you can, eat as good as you can, and then do the show. But if you come back after a tour like this, it's like being in a different world. It's very, very strange. You know, like everything that is real feels like it's unreal, because actually being on tour is unreal. You know, sometimes you don't even remember. Have we been in Philadelphia 3 days ago, or was it, I don't know, Chicago? Where have we been? We had days where we don't even remember where we performed, because you drive there to the entrance, go there on stage, build the things, and then leave, and then you're like, okay, I think this was this door or this place. And then I think for a period of time it's nice, but I prefer going to a place, staying there for some days, doing 2-3 shows, and then go to the next. If you have a show every day, it's exhausting. Yeah.
Are there a lot of musical venues in Vienna that you have played to, that you like them? I mean,
yeah, I think pretty most of them over these years, with different bands and different projects. Yeah, but we'll see what happens after the pandemic.
I'm quite sure you have been in Berlin too many times. Berlin is the capital of electronic music. So every electronic music, I have no idea why, but I have interviewed several people alone. All of them came from the Berlin music world, and either they live in Germany or they are moving to, they live in Berlin or they're moving to Berlin. They're so, every person walking down the street in Berlin knows electronic music, you know.
But it's a huge scene of electronic music in Vienna too. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. There are there's a lot of things, not now, but normally a lot of electronic music going on. You have to check this out. They're great artists, you know.
You will need to, later on when I send you an email, you send me some names.
Yeah, I will. You can look up the homepages.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Tangerine Dream, Oily, but Peter Baumann, Klaus Schulze, Manuel Goshin, there are so many. Electronic music, it takes you to another place. When you listen to your headphone and you're drinking a beer or wine, whatever, it takes you places. It's unbelievable. It's hard to describe. It's very...
you know, because I think if it's instrumental music, your mind starts creating your own story, you know. Then depending on your mood, you travel in your mind, you know. It's like you don't need to have a certain person in front of you. It's limitizing you, because you just see this person. But in this way, it's like flying and dreaming, and you know, if you let it go and if you don't stop this flow, then it's like flying to somewhere, you know, where you couldn't even imagine being. Yeah, and I don't know if you know that we should have had worked or probably performed live with Jean-Michel Jarre,
Yeah, of
which
course,
does
I know.
electronic music too. It would have been very interesting. It didn't happen, but we got to know him. He was in the studio with Edgar and they did the song and so. But I think he's people did know him more as a name, and Tangerine Dream was much more known in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
So maybe that's why. Yeah. Maybe that's why I haven't heard from this band before I first was there at this audition, because if you're in the Latin music, it's a totally different direction. Yeah. And then later on, I noticed, okay, and everywhere we went, for example, if we've been to America, then you have heard, oh, then everybody knew the names, even more than like, of course in Europe too, but not so much, you know. So they focused on this American market before I was there, yeah. And you could tell where we have been, you know, that they know it so well, you know. And yeah. So you like to travel in your mind when you listen to...
Absolutely. And I always wonder if Edgar Froese or Jerome Froese, any of the kids, they have kids, are into, because they were, the parents, you know, Edgar, it was so famous, right? I wonder if the kids or grandkids, you know, are into electronic music, because it's easier when you have the last name for somebody and you're good in what you do, to help you out, open doors, you know.
Yeah. But Jerome, he does his own thing with electronic music, his son.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know his work.
Yeah, of course, Jerome. Yeah, I know with his son, I didn't know that. No, I didn't. I think you guys.
He has his own.
I need to check it out. Yeah.
We have had a tour in Spain, Edgar, Jerome, and me. Just the three of us. Or we had been playing in Madrid and in Barcelona and in Granada. I remember that we've been on tour on 23 concerts. It was just the three of us. And then at that time, his son was still in the band. Yeah.
Wow. What about doing a duo with Linda in some of the venues in Vienna?
No, I have a Latin formation. I do have Camaa Orchestra. I don't know if you know that. And she's playing in my band from time to time. We don't know because it's a huge band of 12 people. And she sometimes plays in the band. But yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, we are very good friends and we see each other private. And yeah, I could tell her that we should probably do a duet.
When I interview her, I will tell her that I say that they should do it together. What are the plans for the future? Are you working a new work EP, new CDs? What are you currently doing right now?
I'm currently finishing a song. It's called "Love Is on the Way," and it's a song that tries to bring good vibes to the people in the times of pandemic. You know, like good things are coming up, and then it's gonna be okay again in a different way, but everything's gonna be better. And my drummer Shayan Fatih, he lives in Madrid, and they are now currently finishing the music. Yeah, the music, and then I just have to finalize it, and we will publish it within, I think, in a month or so. It's a really cool song, and then we have to see what people say when we are starting to be allowed to be on stage again, which could last forever. I don't know, and then trying to make some festival things here. Yeah, because this is the only chance to perform if it's outdoor at the moment. Yeah.
At the moment, yeah. When do you know when they will open up?
No, not yet. So some people say by summer, some people say by autumn. Some don't even believe that this will happen this year. But I hope that it will start. You know, at least that we have some festivals by summer. So it's been too long now. We all miss being on stage. It feels like we don't even remember we're musicians. It's such a weird feeling, you know.
But playing outside in an open venue, I think it will be faster, right? Playing in a closed venue will be faster.
This is the only chance we have. If it's outdoor, it's less dangerous, and people get their injections or so. Then we slowly come. I don't know. Are people allowed to play at your place already?
Yeah. So here, a lot of people are. I got the vaccine already, and little by little, venues are open up. So there's some venues that are open, and then by June, many of the outdoors venues, they will allow for people to visit. So I'm going to be going and see certain shows. But now the stadiums where they are closed, or the small theater, they will open up in September, October. So little by little.
Okay, I see.
Little by little.
Yeah, it's similar at our place, but it takes time. Yeah. We're keeping on producing things, and I start to make new projects, or at least to bring new songs to the band, and then we have band rehearsals. But still, this is difficult at the moment because the numbers are still high. Yeah, so it's always difficult. You have to have a test and then be in a rehearsal room, and it has to be big enough, and all these kind of things. So it makes it difficult for us to work normally or be creative, or work on new songs. So we're always sending music by email, and then recording at home or at different studios, and then send it back to finish it, which is it can work also, but it's not an homogenic process,
Yeah, of course so. Yeah, and then some countries in Europe, it will take longer. Like London, it will take longer. Now I bought ticket to fly to see Genesis, and then they postponing. I was planning on May to go and see Eric Clapton and the Royal Albert Hall, and it has been postponed for another year. Huh?
The Royal Albert Hall?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And then they sent me an email a couple of days ago. They moved for another year. So Eric Clapton, I like his music, and going to the Royal Albert Hall, which is, as you know,
Eric Clapton, by the way, is one of the musicians we have always played at home too. See, Eric Clapton and Billy Joel and this type of music
that kind of
we
stuff.
had vinyls from also.
Yeah. You and actually, you guys play with that. I don't know if I pronounce it correctly. The Zeitgeist concert. That was at the Royal Albert Hall, right? Right?
Yeah. True.
Yeah, that was a famous. I have the CD, like 3 albums, and it's very good stuff. So
this was such a cool venue because you can feel the legends that have been there.
Everybody, famous people have played there.
And the interesting thing is, I thought it is just for concerts. And then I went around, and then there are these people from the Queen and everything. And all of a sudden, there was a picture of Muhammad Ali, one of the biggest boxers in the world.
Yeah.
And I don't, my father used to be a boxer when he was young. And so we always saw these box shows. And we saw the original fights from Ali. And I was there, and I was like, oh, really? He was there too? It felt like, so amazing that also different events like sports events have taken place at this place. So they are legends, and it's amazing.
Well, you are a legend, Iris. You are a famous. Okay. So tell me about the vintage furniture and your clothing line. Feel free to elaborate on that.
Oh yeah, okay. As I don't have anything to do on stages, and I thought I make my own stage at home, and I came up with the idea to have a vintage facelift with upcycling furniture. Because people have a lot of cool stuff and it is thrown away, and I thought, why not to make a colorful extra out of it? And then I said, I try. It's because it's just for fun. I try. And the feedback was amazing. The people really seem to like it a lot. And then they start asking me, could you do mine? And could you do this and that? And at the beginning, people were a little, I don't know, they were surprised. And then I wrote a little post and I said, people always ask me, why do you do so many different things? And I said, why not?
Yeah. But
¿Por qué no?
¿Por qué no? Right. But where you buy all this furniture, or people are calling you?
You have to look it up at Willhaben, or you have to ask friends, or people are calling me and say, hey, we've got something, do you want it? And then I have to see it and I say, well, I can make something out of it.
Yeah,
and every piece of itself is a challenge. You cannot imagine. And thank goodness I have an expert that always repairs stuff that is really broken, and the rest I do myself. And I sit in front of a furniture sometimes a week and I'm asking it, which color do you want to be? What do you want me to do with you? And then I get an answer, and then it goes like this. But I give all my heart into it, and it's fun, you know. But it's work. It's hard.
And you do that work at home or somewhere else? Or?
Sometimes in the studio because I have space, or I have a room in my flat that I could use for smaller pieces. And as in the pandemic, we shouldn't go out anywhere. I was there. I bought tons of colors and everything, and then I said, okay, let's try, let's go. And now my whole flat is packed with furniture. So I have to bring it somewhere, to store it somewhere in between, because I have no space anymore for myself.
But are you selling it? Are you selling it or no?
Yeah, I'm selling it. Yeah. I have to think about selling it international, but you know, the transportation is probably difficult. I don't know, but I think people would love it all over the world. You know?
Yeah, but in Vienna, in hotels, or I don't know, in museums.
Private people or musicians, they're writing me. They said, "Oh, I like that piece. Where can I get it? How much is it?" And you know, like, do you have others like similar to this? And it's slowly becoming more. I would never stop being a musician. People shouldn't get me wrong that I start to be in a furniture business. But I think it's good sometimes to do something different.
Yeah.
You know, like created in a different way makes you more creative in another way. So
that's right.
Maybe I write a furniture song in the future.
That's right. Plus the other thing is you don't have money coming in as a musician because you're not touring. So you need to pay your bills, pay your flat, whatever, and so you need another sort of income too.
So people need new furniture. Why don't you guys buy some?
Maybe you will be teaching a Spanish lesson too, you know?
Yes. I'm sure you have tons of ideas that what I could do.
Yeah. So how many hours do you work a day, or what time you wake up? You're busy, man.
Oh, I'm early. I'm always early. As soon as the sun is out, I'm up. I'm inspired. I'm an early bird. But I'm up to midnight, you know, and I use impulse. I like to use this. If I'm not inspired with something, I'm not forcing myself to do it because I know it's not my whole heart in there. So most of the time, if I wake up and I'm inspired and I do this or that, I decide, you know, like this. This is the good thing of being an independent musician, that you decide when you want to do what. And if I'm inspired midnight, I probably work till 5 o'clock in the morning on a song because I'm inspired, you know. Then you have a break in between and maybe some days or weeks, nothing's coming up. But if it's there, you just have to record all the ideas, you know, before they're gone. And it's the same with furniture. But you can't do furniture midnight or 3 o'clock in the morning. Hello, neighbors.
Do you drink a lot of coffee?
No, not at all. If I would drink coffee, I would be even quicker. You don't want that.
No coffee?
Well,
what
no
about
coffee, no.
What about wine or beer?
Very seldom. I like being, you know, fresh in my mind. I like that, you know, just being conscious of what I'm doing. But, you know, if I have my birthday, I celebrate my birthday, maybe drink a little mojito, you know, these kind of things, sweet, and, you know, but I very seldom, I think I've never really gotten drunk. So
Never.
I'm not that type, very seldom. So I always remember everything I did. This is a good thing.
Sometimes you don't want to remember.
Yeah, sometimes. But the
That's
worst
how
is,
you know.
if you don't remember and the rest remembers, this is
Oh,
worse.
that's not good, man.
Worse, you know.
So where people can buy your music? In
Either you can buy it from my homepage or at live concerts, or you can download it and at Apple stores or Deezer or Spotify streaming. I would love people buying my CDs, the whole CD with the cover artwork, because it's a lot of work, yeah. And it's nice. It's like you. I see so many vinyls in your bag. It's different to have something in your hands. Yeah, I have to send you some music. Yeah, I will sign the CDs and send them to you, so you have.
I have about CDs about 6,000.
Wow.
Vinyl about 3,000, 1,000 Blu-ray. In this home, I have 4th floor, and this is stuff that signed by different people, by Bono, by Phil Collins, by Peter Gabriel. The stuff of Search from Genesis, and Tangerine Dream. I have at least 50 CDs, because Tangerine Dream have done so much stuff. I mean, Tangerine Dream has at least 60 soundtracks, at least 40 stuff or 50 they did way before you joined the band, and then and then now with Yoshiko and then Thorsten, they have another 20 or 30. So Tangerine Dream have like 200, at least 200 CDs, and I own about 60. They're somewhere.
Edgar was very productive.
Huh?
I said Edgar was very productive, and he was very, very inspired and creative. And I loved his artwork. I think he was a fabulous graphic artist. Like the covers he did. I'm sure you know that he did this all himself.
No, I didn't know that.
He was such a brilliant graphic artist. He used all these really cool collages. To me, it's art. This is not just a CD cover. The things that he did was really art. He had that passion to work with layers and Photoshop and do all these things. Sometimes we said, because I'm a photographer too, so we looked how are you working with this program, how you putting things together and make collages of things, and he explained it the way he worked with layers and pictures and blending these kind of things. As he had an amazing talent for graphic artwork.
Yeah, that's very good. And then in the electronic music radio that I will send you the link, I've been playing a lot of stuff from Tangerine Dream, and a lot of musicians send me, so on a weekly basis, I get at least 100 CDs that I need to make time to listen to. From people, like this I need to listen to.
Oh, wow.
This I need to listen to, they're open. And then this is more stuff. Wow. I'm going to, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be interviewing Peter Michael Hamel.
Oh.
Yeah, and as well, and I need to make and CDs, vinyl that way everywhere. So it's a best.
When are you listening to all that stuff?
Well, I try to do like 2 or 3 a day at night when I'm working.
Yeah.
Later on, I need to go to the office a little bit, but they will come back. And then tonight, I want to stay late working some stuff. I will listen to, I don't know, like 3 or 4 albums tonight. Wow. And I recently bought a big collection for somebody in Tokyo, in Japan.
Okay.
So I got like 1,000 vinyl. So I need to give them away, because I will never be able to listen to much stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So when I go to Vienna to visit you, I will send you some.
Yes.
Because I have so much stuff, man.
But it is cool to talk to someone that loves music so much. What an honor for us that you are so open to listen to different kind of things. It's like people like you are why we are having a reason to be on stage, because they appreciate the work, you know, how much work it is, or how much
absolutely
art
right. Yeah.
It's not normal that people are like that. It's very seldom, but the ones that are like you are such a huge honor for us too. Because
plus you wanna buy the music. I mean, I buy a lot of music. The musician need to get paid, you know. You know, some people can put a CD and everybody that loaded, the musician doesn't make any money. No, I don't do stuff. I wanna, you know, I spend a lot of money in shows, go to concert, right? I see close to 30, 35 shows a year.
Wow.
And I buy a lot of CDs and vinyl and exclusive collection and so you need to help the musician. The musician get paid. They don't get paid. The musicians used to get paid in the past were selling CDs and they make like $2 a CD or $3 for vinyl or a T-shirt. But now they don't make any money like that. They only money is when you tour, when you do a, you know, a live.
And actually, you sell the CDs on tour if you do a live concert.
The
problem with streaming is it's great that you have your music in a second. If you like an artist, you can download everything in a second. But actually, if you stream it, we really don't get anything out of it unless you have tons of fans. But who in a specific field like the one we are in do have tons of fans, you know. So it's a difference if you have if they download if they stream it and they pay nothing for it, or if they buy a CD and then have as I told you before that artwork and the whole CD in your hand. A lot of people say they don't have any CD players anymore.
No, I do.
But I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, I know a lot of people that do, but isn't that beautiful to have something in your hands? Hold a CD in your hand, no matter if you can play it on a CD player or in your car or in your, I don't know, wherever. It's just something to remember, you know.
No, of course. Let me see if I have that. Curiosity. I think I have that album. Give me 1 minute. I want to see where do I have my my Tangerine. I don't know Tangerine David's year upstairs, but no, I think I have. I think I have the Tangerine Dream upstairs, but I have. Yeah, no, I think it's upstairs.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, no worry. But yeah, but opening the stuff, it's very very cool. You know, opening the stuff and opening the vinyl, and that way you're forced to sit in front of the turntable and listen to the stuff, you know, or the CD when you you know open it up, like this, for example, from Peter Monkey Hamel. I will listen to stuff tonight. You open it up, you need to put it and listen and drink a beer or do something. It's good. Because with the streaming, if you don't like 10 seconds, you advance it. That's crazy. That's living life like that is crazy.
It's a different feeling also, because if you do like this, you drink your beer, you take your time to enjoy, and you take your time to really listen to it. I mean, you cannot imagine how many details are sometimes in a composition. You have to listen to it over and over to hear all the things that are on there. Because first you just get the idea from a song, but then later on you hear a little thing and here and this is, you need to have the focus on it too, you know. So I think it's beautiful if you really take your time, sit down, relax, and enjoy, you know. And sure, sometimes we like things more and sometimes we don't, but it doesn't matter. The more open you are for different type of music, the more you understand. It's like you learn a lot about music, you know.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Iris. Feel free to say something in Spanish if you want. Or...
Me gustaría decirte muchísimas gracias por invitarme. Fue mucho placer para mí para conversar un poco contigo y que te gusta mi música y las cosas que yo hago. Mil gracias para eso y mucha suerte para tu canal y que la gente lo gozan, lo disfruta y que nos tenemos la posibilidad de conectarnos más y para saber que tú oyes.
Absolutely, yeah. So thank you very much. Keep me posting your new music. this afternoon I will send you the link to the interview, and then yeah, definitely I want to get your music, and then if you can put me in touch with the other people, with Linda and other people, that would be great. And then let me know what can I do to help your music. I will going to be doing a 2 hours special in your music in a couple of weeks from now.
Thank you very much.
In the electronic music channel, and we're going to be playing your stuff, start with Tangerine Dream and some of the new stuff. So my goal is to, all my radios are free. I don't charge anything. They are 24 hours a day. I would never have advertising. There's nothing, no social media, just 24 hours music, great music for people all over the world. So I don't charge anything to
If I can do something for you too, and if I can publish your channel somehow.
Yeah. I will send you. I will send you. Yeah, I will send you. Right.
Yeah, but also, is there something about you, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and so? Did you have a little YouTube video? Yeah. Did you say something about that? Did you?
I can put something together. For me.
Yeah, I mean, it would be fun to feature you on my site, so that we had a conversation, and it's why you love music so much, and why, and which kind of music you love.
Yeah.
And support that maybe people are interested in seeing all these interviews you're doing.
Yeah, I have everything listed on the website. I will send you a link for everything where all the interviews are. And I do it because I want to promote music. I mean, I don't charge anything,
Thank you very much.
I interview people from Genesis. I have interviewed people from Toto, a lot of different drummers. Now they're talking about the drummer Paul Vertigo from Pan Metheny. I interviewed the former drummer from Toto, Simon Phillips. The drummer from the Pan Metheny group, and so on and so forth. A lot of guitarists. A lot of people have contacted me, so it's growing. And of course, there are some people that I will never be able to get a hold of, because unless you're coming from the BBC, that's different. But I want to interview everybody, especially all the kind of older musicians in Germany were in the 70s. They were playing good electronic music. I have interviewed all of them because I want to capture this before they die,
Sure. Yes. I will connect you to Linda. I will make a connection to Linda, so you can talk to her too. Yeah.
That would be great. And you guys need to do a duo or a trio.
Yes, we are going to do a duo. I tell her, we do it specially for you.
And then you let me know. So I hopefully Europe will open up. I want to go to Berlin. Because my family came from Munich. I've been several times, but I need to go to Berlin. I buy a lot of vinyl, a lot of music. I don't know how I want to bring it. Berlin,
you have to let me know when you're around somehow. Just keep in touch and let me know if you're.
Yeah, and I've been in Vienna, in Salzburg as well. It's beautiful, your country. It's very expensive though.
Yeah, true. But Munich is more expensive than Vienna, I think.
Yeah, I think I flew to Munich, and then I took a train to Salzburg and Vienna. It's beautiful. We like
place,
it. Right?
Huh? Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Very,
yeah. Country.
So Munich is more expensive than where you live. Yeah.
Then Vienna, yeah. It's just the upper class, they say in Munich. It's a lot of I don't know. Every time we were there, it is expensive. Let's say it this way. Yes, it is.
You like Vienna? You like Vienna?
Yes. Yes, I'm here for a long time already, so I love it. It's a calm place, and it's cool, and it's cozy. No stress. It's like the people are relaxed. And friendly.
Well, hopefully I will meet you one day if we go to dinner or something.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be fun.
Well, very nice, Iris. Good luck to you with your career, and let me know if I can help you with anything.
Thank you very much. And thank you for the interview. It was fun talking to you.
Same here as well.
Have a beautiful working day.
Yeah, you're a great musician. You're very talented, man.
Thank you.
Percussionist, singer, fashion designer, vintage, you have it all, man. Photographer too, I forgot.
Thank
Good
you.
personality. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. And keep doing what you're doing, okay?
I will. Yeah, I will. Thank you.
Have
Appreciate
a
it.
good day.
You too. Thank
Bye-bye.
you very much, Iris.